Well, the intrepid journey, when you think of that, maybe you think of Odysseus, but Odysseus's journey had nothing on the journey of Coyote versus Acme. Of course, a movie that got greenlit under the previous ownership of Warner Brothers prior to David Zaslav and crew coming in, that they then inherited, and they looked at the film and said, this is good, but it's going to lose us a lot of money, so we're not going to release it. And then they put it up for sale and asked any other studio if they wanted to buy it, and no studios wanted to buy it. And then along came Ketchup Entertainment, and they said, we'll take a crack at it. So they did, and sure enough, the word on it has been great. It has been extremely good. As a matter of fact, as of this recording, as of right now, Coyote versus Acme has a 95% critic rating. By the way, that is a marvelous poster. An absolutely marvelous poster. I love it. It's holding a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so I've heard from people that it's really good. I thought the last trailer was absolutely fantastic. And I came to the thought that two things are going to be true at the same time. One, this movie is going to flop very hard, and it's not going to make any money. At the same time, I also do think it looks really, really good, and I kind of hope people will see it. So because of that, I got challenged to break my rule and actually go to a press screening so I could start talking about this movie early, which I never do. I haven't done it in years, but I did it for Coyote versus Acme. And last night, I went to a screening of Coyote versus Acme. And I will say this. While I don't think it's quite as good as some people are lauding it to be, like it's not going to end up in my top 10 favorite films of the year, it is nonetheless a very entertaining movie. This is a very entertaining, surprisingly moments of emotional resonance, some great social commentary, some nice nostalgia. And it just, and here's the thing, this movie doesn't work if you don't immediately, because we've seen this happen with Pokemon movies and whatever, you have to immediately buy into the conceit that this is a world where it's a regular real world, but animated characters exist in it as well. And this movie does such a good job of throwing that hook out there and reeling you in with that. And its absolute strength, and this is the most important part of any comedy, you can get everything wrong in a comedy. You can have bad characters, you can have uninteresting dialogue, you can have a stupid story. But if you make the audience laugh in a comedy, everything else is forgiven. In the case of She-Hulk, if you fail to make the audience laugh, nothing else matters. You failed. And that was my biggest problem with She-Hulk, was that it just wasn't funny. Coyote versus Acme is ridiculously funny. Like it's really funny. And part of it is because of jokes that are nods to the nostalgia of Looney Tunes, which not all audiences will get. And then some of it is just great, timeless comedy. And for it to have a lead character that does not speak, being Wile E. Coyote, and yet somehow make you really get on board with the character and you actually find yourself cheering for the Coyote, was a remarkable feat. John Cena, fabulous in it. Like just fabulous in it. I'm forgetting the name of the actor, guys, who plays Coyote's lawyer.
Will
Forte. Will Forte. Will Forte was fantastic in it. Like absolutely. He's just absolutely him. It's him and Wile E. Coyote for a lot of the movie. He's playing off an animated character, and it was absolutely fantastic. And as far as Coyote goes, you're thinking, how am I going to get one over to a serial killer? How am I going to get one over to the only thing we know this character is his nonstop thirsty quest for murder? That's all he tries to do in his entire existence, is try to literally murder the Roadrunner. How is this movie going to get us to feel empathy for this character, to get us on his side. And my God, they do it. My God, they do it. And they do it in several different ways. Like, you already know the basic conceit. Coyote is fed up with this company, Acme, who every time he buys one of their devices, something goes wrong with it. And he decides he wants to sue Acme and gets Will Forte as his lawyer to do it. And like, so they go through this big montage, not only of new stuff of him trying to catch the Roadrunner and everything going wrong, but then they brilliantly bring in old clips from the things before we were even kids of Coyote using various Acme things to try to get Roadrunner. And when they put all this huge collage together, you're like, damn, I kind of feel bad for Coyote. And then they make you feel good about him, like without giving you any of the setup, anything that, so you don't understand the setup. None of this won't mean anything to you. But, you know, somebody in the movie brings up the point that, look, when you look at Coyote, you are looking at somebody who has the most dedicated work ethic, who never quits, who never gives up. He gets beaten and thrown down, and yet every day he wakes up with hope and belief and grinds and never quits. And like, damn it, they're really getting me on side of this mass murderer. This is great. I'm cheering for the murderer. This is amazing. And it's just, and like I said, besides the funny, there are some wonderful, wonderful moments that are really, truly, you feel like that are actually really quite emotional. And so, and it's never, like, despite the fact of John Cena and Will Forte, it never stops being Wile E. Coyote's movie. And it's just, it's a great conceit. It's very funny. Does all the humor hit? No, but some of it hits damn hard. Does it lose its way with logic sometimes? And I understand we're talking about Looney Tunes, but I'm even talking about it with some real world characters, like logic as in, well, wait a minute. Why is he doing this if he already said that? You know, that sort of thing. Yes, it loses its way in a lot of that. It is not a profoundly brilliant film. But you know what? Movies are experiential events. And this movie's an experience. And it's a lot of fun. And while it may not end up in my top 10 favorite films of the year, it is definitely going to be one of the good ones of 2026. And I'll tell you what, guys, I plan on going back to see it a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm going to go back to watch it a few times.
I mean, looking at its runtime, if you don't count credits, it's only an hour and a half. So it's tight.
Yeah. You know, it's funny too. I saw it in a screening last night with some of the cast from the film.
Oh, cool.
Including the guy who does, he does like 8 of the voices, but he also does the Daffy Duck voice. And we're sitting in the theater, and it's about 2 minutes before the movie starts, and the lights are still kind of on, and we're all just sitting around waiting for the movie to start. And all you hear is this guy come in the theater, and in Daffy Duck's voice, why hasn't the movie started? And like, this been on it, like, and it, like, immediately you knew who it was, but it was really, really funny. So having some of the cast there was great. I will say this though, it was weird. It was my first time, because I had turned down the other press invites to go see it, and then my friend convinced me to go to this one. But this wasn't a typical press screening. It was one of those newfangled influencer screenings. So Ann and I are in the theater, and it was in a 4DX. So the whole movie we're watching, we're like being shaken in the seats, right? But I mean, like normally it's been a long time since I've gone to any press screens, but you know, when I go to press screens, you go in there, everybody's pretty quiet. They're talking to each other. They're just getting ready to watch the movie, right? At this influencer screening.
Oh no.
Believe me, I do not mean this in any sort of derogatory way. I'm just saying it was a different world.
I know.
Because first of all, everybody's like running around in the theater, like everybody's got their phones on sticks with a light, right? And they're all like, okay, let's do this one. like taking pictures all over the place. And then this girl comes out who's clearly like she's a PR, but she exclusively deals with influencers. And then she's like, remember guys, please don't take any video footage of the screen while the movie's going on. But if you want to film little reactions during really good parts, you go ahead and do that. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, it's Like that would never happen in a press screening. So again,
this is almost more than like critiques. They were looking really for just marketing. Really
no. Yeah, that's all influencer stuff is. They're just trying to get somebody to drop something on their Insta, and that's
this isn't the critics coming. This is the marketers coming.
And it was like, so it was like, Anne just turned to me at one point. She goes, I am really uncomfortable right now. I'm like, right? But whatever. They were all having a good time. And if they help promote the movie, God bless. It was just a very, very different experience watching all these people running around, setting up these very framed, very planned, very deliberate, spontaneous pictures. like we're sitting there's like literally 10 different groups of people standing there with their little lights doing their little pictures in front of them. I'm like, wow, man, this is a different world. It's just a different world. But you know what? None of that takes away from the fact that Coyote versus Acme, ladies and gentlemen, is a really good film. I may not think it's quite the masterpiece as some other might, but I'm one of those 95%. This is an entertaining film. It is a funny film. And I think it's a movie you are going to walk out of the theater going, damn it, I had a good time. So go see it when you can. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about that? And my little thoughts about Coyote versus Acme. Have you seen it? It opens this week, but they have done a lot of fan screenings around the country. Maybe you've seen it already. Are you looking forward to seeing it if you haven't? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Quince. August is a great time to reset a few things before fall gets crazy, and one of the easiest places to start is your closet. That's where Quince comes in. Quince is all about fewer, better pieces made with premium materials that are designed to actually last. We're talking ultra soft organic cotton tees, Mongolian cashmere sweaters, premium denim, and tailored chinos starting at just $60. And here's what really stands out. Quince prices everything 50 to 80% less than similar brands by working directly with ethical factories and cutting out the middlemen. So you end up paying for the quality, not some giant markup. I've already ordered a number of things from their store. As a matter of fact, I love this shirt. It looks great, and most importantly, it's crazy comfortable. Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers, or go to quince.com/Campea. Get free shippings on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Campea.